Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes of Israel. Today I'm going to deal with a reaction video called Leading from Behind. Leading from Behind. Now this video has been doing the rounds for the past week or so, and it's a video with Gabrielle Union, she's very famous black actress, and her husband, who's very famous sportsman over there in America, right? So his name is, I believe it's Dwayne Wade, and they all went to this NAACP award. It's a lot of A's to say. Tongue twisting an acronym, right? So NAACP award. So it's the 54th annual NAACP award, and it's and they received a president's award apparently. Well, the award may have been called a president's award. And so they got on the stage, and they felt the need to talk about their transgender son, right? Or son who is transgendering or has transgendered into a girl. So here is what they had to say.
Thank you guys for that ovation. We don't stand up here alone. As we know, it takes a village, it takes a community. We stand up here today as two people who have worked tirelessly to have resources and access. As two people willing to use our microphones for what we believe and what other families are going through. I'm intentional when I use my platform. I recognize what I've been given, and it is my job to uplift the voices of others and share my access and resources. I want to take this moment to publicly speak to our daughter, Zaya. Zaya, as your father, all I've wanted to do was get it right. I've sat back and watched how gracefully you've taken on the public scrutiny. And even though it's not easy, I watched you walk out of that house every morning as yourself. I admire how you've handled the ignorance in our world. I admire it that you face every day. To say that your village is proud of you is an understatement. Thank you for showing me that there's more than just one way to communicate effectively. You've taught me that communication with my mouth isn't enough. I have to also communicate with my two ears and my two eyes. As your father, my job isn't to create a version of myself or direct your future. My role is to be a facilitator to your hopes, your wishes, your dreams.
Now this sounds very, very noble, and it sounds like it's an injustice. It's all of them. It's you against the world. It's all of them. They're all bad people because they are concerned, because they're not happy with it. They're not comfortable with it. It's all of you's lot, and it's not me. It's not you, but it's them, right? Now, I find it very, very uncomfortable when you are in an awards ceremony that traditionally deals with racial injustice to actually try and incorporate a transgendering into something like racism, which is deeply rooted in history. If you go all the way back to the Greeks, racism, all the way down to slavery on the plantations, where we were shipped on slave ships, raped and beaten, all the way down to now. And then now, all of that racism and all of that ill treatment, all of that discrimination, all of that hatred now comes down to someone that just wants to change their sex, and a child at that. Now that's very uncomfortable, because that's like dumping on your ancestors. It's like dumping on God and dumping on Christ and and everything that our brothers and sisters did and fought for. That is not This is not the time and the place to talk this type of talk.
Zaya, you've made me a better human just simply by being who you were born to be, our baby girl, Zaya Wade. So, baby, thank you for showing the world what courage looks like. I'm proud that I was chosen to stand in place as your father. And thank you so much to the NAACP for this incredible honor.
I just find this whole speech very uncomfortable. I really do. And as a man myself who loves the Lord and loves his people, it's very uncomfortable, because if I had a son that expresses feminine characteristics, my job as a father is to raise him as what he was born to be. Now, when he grows up, he can make his own decisions, but as the father of my son, it's my job to raise him as a son, right? Not to feed whatever is going on in his head. There are lots and lots of women that grew up with brothers, and they grew up being tomboys because they only had brothers. They didn't have sisters, right? They didn't grow up with sisters, and therefore they dressed like boys and acted like boys. But when they became grown and they realized, oh, hang on, I want to find a husband, I want to have children, I want to have a life, and this is not conducive with those things that I really want. They put those things away, because the Bible says that you put away childish things, right? Because you got to train your child in a way so that when your child grows older, right, they put away those childish things, you see. And it's your job as a parent to steer your child in a way in which they make good decisions.
Thank you, Derek and the NAACP. It's humbling to stand here surrounded by friends and heroes, OGs and icons, all working to advance the lives of Black people and pay respect to an organization that has led us through over a century of relentless challenge, pain, triumph, and change, and now stands with us again at the foot of a very new era of activism. A new era that demands our collective answer to one simple question. Will we fight for some, or will we fight for all of our people?
Now, the fact that this woman couldn't just allow her husband to talk, right, being that it's his son, it's his biological son, it's not her biological son, so she could just leave it at that. It's your son, so, you speak on his behalf. I'll just stay here as your support and smile sweetly. No, she couldn't do that. She had to kind of outdo him, and she had to... This is the Jezebel spirit, folks. She couldn't just leave him to just say what he needs to say, being the biological father of his son. No, she had to outdo him. Now she's going to make Black people feel, oh, well, it's all your fault. Are you just going to fight for just you being Black and you being discriminated because you're Black? No, you need to fight for the transgenders too. You need to be fighting for the people with their confusions too. You need to fight for the confused too. And it's pretty despicable, because this is not a grown person. This is a child. Children need to be led. Children don't need to be led in a lifestyle of confusion. They need to be led in an environment which is as normal as possible, with all of the boundaries of human decency and the boundaries of immorality that have been moved so far away. It's very important that your child grows up in a normal environment, right? And that means not playing with the thoughts that are going on in their childish heads, right? It means you as the grown-up act like the grown-up, right? And because the people of God, Black people, have moved so far away from the Bible because because you think you know it all. You think, oh, there is no God. And you think, oh, I'm not going to go back to that Bible. Oh, all churches are bad. And because you go along with this type of spirit, you kind of remove yourself from God, remove yourself from righteousness. And this is what happens. You become numb to sin. And you become a grown man who's led by his woman. Okay, for now, we'll end it there, but I may continue it in a part 2. Brothers and sisters, I hope you're edified. Shalom.